She was captured by the Gestapo, interrogated ruthlessly, and cast into the cold walls of a Nazi concentration camp. There, under the constant threat of torture, she held secrets that might have changed the course of the war. For decades, her name scarcely appeared in any account. Her name was Eileen Nearne, and this is her story. Born in London on March 16, 1921, Eileen spent her formative years in France, where her father's work had taken the family. This bilingual upbringing gave her the invaluable ability to converse like a native in both English and French. When German forces overwhelmed France in 1940, her family fled to England. Yet Eileen, deeply attached to the nation she'd called home, refused to remain idle. Alongside her sister Jacqueline, she joined the Special Operations Executive, SOE, established under Winston Churchill with the directive to set Europe ablaze through sabotage and espionage. Eileen's training involved a crash course in wireless transmissions, codes, small arms handling, and the mental fortitude required to withstand extreme pressure. Nicknamed Rose, she was dispatched to occupied France in early 1944 to transmit critical intelligence back to London. Each message described German troop movements, fortifications, or supply networks, shaping Allied strategies leading up to the Normandy landings. Operating underground demanded constant vigilance. Gestapo radio tracking units patrolled relentlessly, and any slip could result in capture. In July 1944, Eileen's greatest fear came true. The Gestapo triangulated her transmitter's signal, ambushing her safe house. Taken into custody, she was threatened with death if she failed to expose her fellow agents. Yet Eileen clung to a fabricated story. She was merely relaying messages for someone else, unaware of their contents. The Gestapo, unconvinced, exhausted every form of interrogation to force her confession. From sleep deprivation to physical abuse, they pressed her for details. When she refused to name contacts, they labeled her a high-risk prisoner and transferred her to Ravensbrück, one of the most dreaded concentration camps. Ravensbrück epitomized the Nazi regime's cruelty toward women. Overcrowded barracks, grueling forced labor, and rampant disease tested prisoners' endurance daily. Guards used violence to maintain a climate of terror. Yet Eileen revealed nothing that might implicate her comrades, drawing strength from the faint hope that Allied armies were drawing nearer. She endured malnourishment, harsh labor, and the mental anguish of camp life, determined to protect every scrap of information she had carried with her into captivity. As Nazi power waned, Eileen was transferred to a forced labor camp in Silesia, where extreme conditions persisted. Exhausting work, abysmal rations, and brutal oversight shattered many spirits, but Eileen persevered. By early 1945, Allied forces had begun to encircle Germany from all sides, prompting guards to evacuate camps in desperation. During one such evacuation, Eileen seized her chance to escape. Amid the chaos, she and 2 French inmates slipped away, risking a terrible fate if caught. They trudged through forests, weak from hunger and exposure. Days blended into nights as they searched for Allied lines. Eventually, American troops discovered them, delivering Eileen from the nightmare of Nazi imprisonment. Though battered physically and emotionally, she had survived and held onto the secrets she was sworn to protect. Returned to England, Eileen shared intelligence about Gestapo techniques and concentration camp atrocities, offering critical insight into the horrors the Nazi regime inflicted on its prisoners. Despite her heroic role, she faded into relative obscurity after the war. Like many in clandestine services, Eileen avoided publicity, carrying the weight of trauma privately. The world, fixated on victory celebrations and reconstruction, often overlooked the quiet sacrifices of agents who had risked everything to help topple the Third Reich. Over time, she lived a modest life, rarely drawing attention to her wartime experiences or the psychological scars left by her incarceration. In 2010, Eileen Nearne passed away at the age of 89. With no immediate family to announce her achievements, her story might have ended in silence. But officials discovered documents linking her to the SOE, revealing her unassuming identity as a key player in Allied intelligence. News of her covert service sparked public fascination, culminating in a funeral with full military honors. At last, the woman once locked away in a concentration camp for her refusal to betray Allied secrets was honored for the extraordinary bravery she had shown decades earlier. Eileen Nearne's ordeal encapsulates the quiet heroism that often remains hidden beneath grand narratives of war. She never paraded her accomplishments, yet her determination shaped the outcome of vital covert operations. If her legacy resonates with you, please show your support by liking this video so others can discover her name, commenting on the aspects of her courage that strike you most, and subscribing for further stories of unsung warriors. Every acknowledgement helps ensure that her sacrifices, and those of countless others, live on in our shared memory. Thank you for joining me in revisiting Eileen Nearne's life, a tale of unwavering dedication and defiance under one of history's darkest regimes. May her story remind us that even a single individual, armed with resolve and conviction, can stand against tyranny. Let us honor her by carrying her memory forward, ensuring that future generations learn about the selfless spirit that endured Ravensbrück and refused to crumble. Like, comment, and subscribe to keep Eileen Nearne's name alive, so that her silent heroism echoes forever, proving that hope can flourish where darkness once reigned. May her example kindle the bravery in us all, reminding us that no obstacle is too great when conscience and courage unite.